Imagine this. What if every single day you spent just a little time improving yourself, making your mind sharper, your body stronger, and your inner self calmer and more stable? What would happen? Slowly, your entire life would begin to change. Because the safest investment in the world is not the stock market, business, or property. The greatest investment is the investment you make in yourself. An investment that never loses its value. One that keeps growing stronger with time. Today, we are going to talk about a book that doesn't rely on big motivational speeches. Instead, it explains in a very simple and practical way how small daily actions can completely upgrade your life. How your time, your energy, and your habits come together to shape your future. This book teaches us that when a person starts working on themselves, their thinking slowly changes. Then their habits begin to change, and eventually their entire life transforms. Today on Book Pedia, we will dive deep into this powerful book. We will understand how small daily improvements can turn an ordinary person into the most powerful version of themselves. This is not just a book summary, it is a reminder that your greatest strength is you. So let's begin a journey where we talk about self-growth, mindset, and real transformation. Welcome to Book Pedia, where every book helps a person discover themselves. Chapter 1. You are the most valuable asset. Many times in the chaos of life, we become so busy that we leave ourselves behind. The stress of work, the pressure of money, the complications of relationships, and the fear of the future. Among all these things, a person forgets one important truth: their own value. Now just think about this. If someone has money, fame, luxury, but deep inside they are completely broken, can they truly be called successful? Probably not. Because real success doesn't come from external things. It begins from within. When a person starts understanding themselves, learns to trust themselves, and begins investing time in becoming better, that is the moment where real transformation begins.
But the sad truth is, from childhood, we are taught only one thing:
get good marks, get a good job, earn money, and build a successful life. But hardly anyone teaches us that improving ourselves is just as important. Understanding our own value is important, and putting ourselves first is important. There was a boy who was always busy trying to keep others happy, living up to everyone's expectations. Helping everyone, trying to impress everyone had become his habit. He believed if the people around him stayed happy, then maybe he would finally feel peace too. But the truth was different. The person who smiled on the outside was slowly breaking down from within. His energy was fading away. His desire to work was disappearing. And the most dangerous part? He had started losing trust in himself. Then one day, he asked himself a question. I'm doing so much for everyone else, but what am I doing for myself? And maybe that was the moment his life started to change. He didn't join any big motivational program. He didn't attend any expensive seminar. He simply took one small step. He started giving time to himself. Sitting alone for a few minutes every morning, listening to his own thoughts, and understanding that the responsibility of his life ultimately belonged to him. He started reading a little every day. He began setting small goals. He started taking care of his body. But the biggest change was, for the first time, he truly started listening to himself. Slowly, a new clarity began to grow inside him. His mindset started changing. His confidence began to return. Because when a person starts understanding himself, the world also begins to see him differently. We often tie our identity to other people's opinions, to salary, to a boss's approval, to people's compliments. But if a person sits with himself for even a little while, he realizes that there is an entire world hidden inside him. A kind of potential whose value is far greater than any money, position, or property.
Chapter 2. Time is your real currency. Have you ever thought about this? In this world, there is one thing that is exactly the same between the richest and the poorest person. That is time. Every person gets the same 24 hours in a day. No one gets more, no one gets less. So where does the real difference come from? The difference is created by this. Some people simply spend their time, while others invest it in the right places. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money. The same routine from morning till night, doing work that may not even make them truly happy inside. But because the bills have to be paid,
because responsibilities have to be fulfilled, they keep pushing themselves deeper into the same race. And slowly, something dangerous begins to happen. A person starts earning money, but begins losing time. And the truth is, money can be earned again, but the time that is gone never comes back. That is why this book says, time is not just the ticking of a clock. It is your real currency. Where you invest your time is what you slowly become. If your time is only going into scrolling, comparison, and meaningless hustle, then slowly your life will start moving in the same direction too. But if every day you spend a little time learning, thinking, improving your body and your mind, then those small hours one day completely transform your identity. Because in reality, life is shaped less by big decisions and more by the small investments made every single day.
Just think about this for a moment. If someone gave you 1,000 rupees and said, use it however you want, would you throw it away on the street without thinking? Of course not. You would think carefully, where should I spend it? What will actually benefit me? And where would the money be wasted? But then a question comes up. Why do we waste our most valuable hours so easily? In endless scrolling, in meaningless conversations, in overthinking, in laziness, as if we have unlimited time in our hands. But the truth is, time is the most precious thing in the world. Because money can come back, broken relationships can sometimes be rebuilt, but lost time never returns. Once it's gone forever. Let's understand this through a small story. There was a girl who made the same promise to herself every single night. From tomorrow, I'll start studying. From tomorrow, I'll wake up early. From tomorrow, I'll focus on myself. But her tomorrow kept getting pushed to the next day. Slowly, days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. Then one day, she suddenly realized that she had fallen far behind her dreams. That was the first time she truly understood time does not leave slowly. It silently changes your entire life. And the most dangerous part is, by the time a person realizes it, a lot has already slipped away. We often think there's still plenty of time, but life waits for no one. The person who understands early that time is their real power is the person who eventually takes their life to a completely different level. And remember, investing time does not simply mean staying busy. Being exhausted all day is not productivity. Real investment happens when your time is moving in the right direction, into things that make you stronger from within. Chapter 3. Upgrade your mind daily. Your mind is like a machine, but unlike every other machine in this world, it has no limit. The more you allow it to learn, the more you fill it with new ideas and experiences, the more powerful it becomes. But if a person leaves their mind without growth, slowly their thinking starts becoming weaker. They get trapped in old patterns, old fears, old excuses, and the same limited mindset starts pulling them backward. Now ask yourself one question. When your phone becomes slow or your laptop starts hanging, what do? You update it. You install a new version. You remove useless files. Because you know, without updates, the system cannot perform better. But the strange thing is, most people never update their minds for years. The same thinking, the same fears, the same self-doubt, the same excuses, and then they still expect their life to change. But the truth is very simple. Until a person changes their mindset, their life will never truly change. Chapter 4. Protect and strengthen your health. No matter how talented a person is, no matter how big their dreams are, if their health is not supporting them, they cannot go very far. And the strangest part is, we all already know this. Yet this is the one thing we neglect the most. We stay busy earning money, chasing goals, seeking people's approval, but slowly lose the very thing without which none of it truly matters. Health is not just about looking fit. It is your daily energy, your mental strength, your ability to keep fighting and moving forward every single day. Sometimes in life, even highly talented people fall behind because their body becomes exhausted or their mind breaks down from within. That is why health is not an option. It is the foundation of your life. If the foundation is weak, the entire building standing above it can collapse at any moment. And the real foundation of your life is your body, your mental balance, and your daily energy. That is why taking care of yourself is not selfish, it is a responsibility. Chapter 5. Your network shapes your future. Have you ever noticed how some people keep moving ahead very quickly? Sometimes it feels as if opportunities walk toward them on their own. But behind that success, there is usually one important thing: the people around them. The people you spend the most time with slowly shape the person you become. If you are surrounded by negative people who constantly talk about fear, complaints, and excuses, then after some time, that same mindset starts entering your mind too. But if you are surrounded by people who dream bigger, keep learning, and constantly improve themselves, their energy also begins influencing your thinking. One right friend, one good mentor, or one inspiring person can sometimes change the entire direction of your life. That is why people say, if you are the smartest person in the room, maybe you need to find a new room. Because real growth begins when you place yourself among people who challenge you, people who force you to become a better version of yourself. Chapter 6. Discipline over motivation. Motivation feels good. It gives you temporary excitement. It creates a spark inside you. But the problem is, a spark does not last forever. After a few days, the mood changes. Fatigue appears. You no longer feel like working. And this is exactly where most people stop. But discipline is different. Discipline is the force that keeps moving you forward, even on the days when you absolutely do not feel like it. When the days are hard, when results are not showing up, when you feel like giving up from within, discipline still pushes you ahead. Many people think successful people must always feel motivated. But the truth is, people who achieve big results do not feel motivated every single day. They simply follow their system. They stick to their routine, and they keep moving consistently. Discipline may not feel exciting. It may not give instant thrills, but in the long run, that is the thing that changes your life. Because in the end, dreams belong to those people who continue doing small actions consistently every single day.
Chapter 7. Learn, apply, repeat. Most people spend their entire lives learning, watching videos, reading books, listening to new ideas, yet their life still does not change. Why? Because learning alone is not enough. Until knowledge turns into action, it remains nothing more than information. You can read the best books in the world. You can listen to motivation for hours. But if you never apply those lessons in your real life, then it is only entertainment, not transformation. Real change begins when a person starts living what they have learned. And the real formula for growth is very simple. Learn, then apply, and repeat consistently. Learn something new every day. Then the very next day, turn it into a small action. If you learned about health, start taking care of your body from today. If you learned about discipline, start keeping small promises to yourself. If you learned about mindset, start observing your own thoughts. Because life does not change in a single day, but small actions repeated daily slowly transform a person's entire identity. Success does not come from information alone. Success comes from implementation. So do not let knowledge simply collect inside your mind. Turn it into habits. Show it through your actions. Only then can it truly change your life. Conclusion. One of the biggest mistakes in life is this. We keep giving importance to the entire world while placing ourselves at the very end. When the truth is, if a person becomes strong from within, then outside difficulties cannot stop them for long. Invest in yourself is not a fancy idea. It is a necessity of life. This book reminded us again and again that our greatest asset is ourselves. We learned the true value of time, how far discipline can take a person, how mindset can completely change the direction of life, and how deeply the right people influence our growth. But perhaps the biggest lesson was this: real change does not come from outside, it begins from within. From the day a person starts making themselves a priority. Now the decision is in your hands. Are you ready to invest in yourself too? Because the day you begin understanding your own value, the world will also start seeing you differently. If this story made you feel something, then write in the comments, "I choose to invest in myself." Welcome to Book Pedia, where books are not just summarized, they are connected to life itself. See you in the next story. Until then, remember, the greatest investment in the world is you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.